wanted to share with you today the technique of Kubari. Now, Kubari is basically the interlocking series of branches or stems that's in a container that creates a natural mechanic. And oftentimes I like using larger branches to get that effect. This is the fat conical vase from Accent Decor. And I like it because it's substantial. If you're going to be pressing branches into vessels, you want to make sure that they're not fragile, because you're going to be doing a little bit of pressure that's on that to hold the mechanics in place. I also like using branches that are fresh, and that gives me a little bit of flexibility and a better grip, I feel, when it comes to designing that way. And of course, then you have to have the equipment to have a saw or a pruner or something on that order that you can cut this to the exact shape. Now, this particular vase has a little bit of a slant to it, so I want to cut my edge, as you can see, so it's at a little bit of an angle, so that when I press it down in there, it slides right in. So it takes a little bit of finesse in order to make that happen and to make that fit right in there. I've done that then with the second one. I like all the little added branches to things so that it gives me that ability then to have some creation in that design. So then I've added those into the container, and you can see that it creates a mechanic for me, and it gives me that ability. Now when I add water to this, these are going to swell a little bit, so it's going to give me that substantial mechanic stability that I want when creating a design. With this natural mechanic, it also falls into that sustainability in designing, where you don't have to use fluorofoam, but you want something in there so you're able to create a beautiful design. And using natural materials like this that are biodegradable is really kind of a fun way to do that. Now, this is an Ikebana technique, and you can use stones and different things. Hannah Kubari is using stones with different branches and things like that. So there's many different things that you can do to create this with natural materials and to build that stability. What I want to do then is to add to the top of this. And with this particular one, you can see I've taken a drill and I've just added some toothpicks to it, because we're going to create a design for Easter. And I wanted to just add some eggs to this. So you can see I've got a similar vase, exact same vase actually. And the ability, you can see this is really, really strong. So it's really hard to pull that out of there and make sure that it's there. What I've done for this top branch that I've added the toothpicks to is that I've just taken a brad nailer, which is just like a long staple, and stapled this to the very top. So then I have that stability when creating my design. So let me just add this back in here real quick so that you're nice and stable. All right, so then I just added the eggs, and these are just foam eggs that I just put a hole in the end and tucked them on, so then you can add that to it. Again, you don't have to, this is for Easter, so you can add that particular look to it if you want. I'm going to add just some pure form down to our base, so now I have a natural mechanic, and then all of my flowers and foliages have that ability just to stay put in the design. So we're just going to add a little bit of foliage to the very bottom, and create an integrating system at the base so that nothing moves when we add our taller flowers to that. So now I'm going to take some alstroemeria and just add some height to this, using that stability. There we go, racing it in so it stays where we want it to stay. And just have to figure it out, just kind of weed down through that, be able to build that design from the very top down. So we can add our alstroemeria. I also have just some cute little pom-poms and button palms that we're going to add down at the very base to pull our eye down to the very bottom. And it gives us that color palette of just that bright golden color. The longevity of this also is just amazing, just because you've got alstroemeria that will last forever. You've got, well, not forever, but a very long time. You've got pom-poms that'll last a very long time. I'm going to move you so that you get the line that I want to create. There we go. I'm also going to add just some tender vines to this, just to kind of enhance that horizontal line movement that we've encouraged with the eggs. And this also keeps your eggs up into the center of the design so that you can see them. There's no point in adding anything that you can't see. Nothing needs to be covered up. We want to enhance everything. So adding a little bit of tender vines. I'm going to add one more pom-pom to this, to the back side here. There we go. Again, color enhancement. And then I just want to pull in some of the color of the eggs. And so I'm going to I used a little bit of lily grass that I enhanced. This happens to be the turquoise from Design Master, which just adds to this, gives me some color, and it's nice and fun for the springtime, for Easter, for whatever holiday season that you want to. All of these techniques are something that you can use for anything. So it's about learning the technique, being able to then adapt them to whatever your needs are, is what it's all really about. It's being able to take that thought and it's like, oh, I like that idea. Now, how can I make it work for me? How can I have fun with it and enhance the designs that I like to do for my holiday design work or for everyday design work that gives me that ability then to be better at what I do, be creative at what I have, and do correct techniques. So thinking about how you can use Kubari, which is that natural interlocking system that creates that mechanic for you, and then having fun with it by adding some bright, fun colors to that. So think what works for you and have some fun with it.